Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Cam, and today, from the title you can be able to tell, I got ready using the most inexpensive makeup in my collection. I also am planning on doing a luxury version of this, so the most expensive makeup in my collection. So if you'd be interested in that video, make sure to give this one a big thumbs up and let me know you liked it. And I hope you're doing wonderful, and without further ado, I'm just going to get right into it. So when I was looking through my collection, I was like, well, I don't really use a whole lot of my drugstore or inexpensive makeup very much, so I thought this video would be a great idea. Everything that is on my face I have sitting out in front of me, and I'm going to talk to you about it as I would put it on my face, and then I will give you like my little opinion on it, if I think it's worth it, if not, and let's just get right into it. And I've got all the prices on a list here, so, and then at the end we'll tally it all up, and I'll be able to say this full face was X amount of dollars, and then I want to see like the comparison between the drugstore and the luxury, like the price difference, and then if I like which one better. So I'm just going to get right into it. So the first thing that I always do is my eyeshadow. There's fallout, there's things like that, so I just always do my eyeshadow first, so that way I don't have to worry about a big old mess on my foundation and my concealer. And first I chose the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone eyeshadow palette. So for my eyeshadow, I chose the Wet n Wild Color Icon Comfort Zone eyeshadow palette. And this one's got two mattes in it, this one, and then all of these in the middle are shimmer. So what I ended up doing was taking this color here and I dusted it all over my lid just to set everything down. Then I took the first transition shade, dusted it into my crease, deepened it up with this one, and then I took this blue shade right here and put it all over the lid. And then I used the shade right next to it, this one, and I dusted it in between the blue and the brown to give it a nice, subtle, even transition. I feel like the mattes worked wonderfully for this palette retails for $5.99, which I don't think is bad for 1, 2, 3, 4... For 10 shadows, I don't think that's bad. And they even give you the two matte shades are the larger pans, so you can create endless numbers of looks with the different shimmers that you have. And I feel like on their own, the shimmers aren't great. But if you have a setting spray, you can wet your brush and apply them, and it does look very nice here. I did end up wetting my brush. If you don't have a setting spray, you can just get some water in a spray bottle and do it that way. It does work as well. So yeah, I took that shade and I ended up really liking this eyeshadow look. Okay, so after my eyeshadow, I take a makeup wipe, I take all the fallout off, and then I go directly into my primer. So the primer I got is also from Wet n Wild. It is the Photo Focus Face Primer in Matte. This retails for $4.68. And mine, I don't know if all of them are like this, but mine doesn't have a stopper on it. It's just this big old whopping hole. So a whole bunch came out, but other than that, I did like it. It has a white consistency. It didn't leave a tint or anything to it, but it did feel tacky and very moisturizing. So I will leave a comment in the description box down below. I'll let you know how this wore and everything else wore today. After I go in with my primer, I like to go in with my foundation, and apparently I really like Wet n Wild, but after this item, I only have one more Wet n Wild item. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I have mine in the shade Shell Ivory. I do kind of like this because it is a liquid consistency. I mean, it has this little spatula instead of just a lid. It was very easy to apply, like, to my face, and then I just went in with my brush, and this worked out very well. I've used it about 3 or 4 times now, and I have liked this. Plus, it's cruelty-free, and who can go wrong with a cruelty product? And this foundation retails for also $4.68. Okay, now we are done with Wet n Wild for just a little bit. Next off, I have the... Next I go into my concealer, which is the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Concealer. And Kelly Gooch raves about this concealer. She really, really likes it. I have mine in the shade Fair. It was a little bit on the lighter side for me when I was applying it. I didn't know if it would work, but after I got it blended out and bronzed up, I think it looks really, really well. My under eyes are nice and bright. I do it down the T-zone and underneath my eyes. So I feel like this works out very well. Also, this is new to my collection. I just did a drugstore video, and I believe I picked this up in that video. And this retails for $6 from NYX. NYX is just a little bit more expensive than Wet n Wild. Like, to set everywhere, I put concealer with the setting powder. And the setting powder I chose is the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder, and here it is. This powder retails for $4.99. I did like this banana powder. It did brighten up just a little bit, not crazy much where I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? But it brightened up just the right amount, and I have used this. I do like the way that it sets my face, and I was really happy with the way that this worked for me, and I will definitely be using it more often. To set my face, I used the NYX Professional Makeup Stay Matte But Not Flat Powder Foundation, and I've had this for a really, really long time. And you can see, like, I don't know if you can see on camera, but there is a dip in there. I use this quite a lot, all the time, actually. I only have like 3 powder foundations, so I go through all 3 of them quite frequently, and this retails for $8. So it is a bit more on the expensive end, but this is the most expensive thing in my entire face look, but I really do like this. It has treated me well. After foundation, I like to do my brows, and I was very, very impressed with this brow product. This is $1 from Shop Miss A. I did pick up a whole bunch of things from them a while back, and this is the Amuse Pro Eyebrow Pencil, matte, long lasting, and it's in the shade Ash Blonde. Here is what the tip looks like. So it looks like the Benefit Goof Proof rather than just a pencil. It has a thicker tip to it, which I personally like. I feel like my brows turned out very well today. I normally like to do like a clear brow gel over the top to like set everything down, but I don't really need it, and I'm trying to do as cheap as possible today, so I thought that this would just work. So I feel like the shape's very good. The pencil is just a little bit waxy, not overly waxy, but just a little bit. So if you hate waxy brow pencils, probably not the best thing for you, but I think for $1, this knocks it out of the park. Like, this is the favorite product, my favorite product that I've used today for the price point, which is incredible. So after my brows, I go into my bronzer, and this is also just $1 from Shop Miss A. This is the Amuse bronzer. This is just the matte bronzer. It does have a little bit of shimmer in it, just a little bit, not like bleh shimmer, but just a little bit of shimmer. And I thought this was going to be a little too warm, but it was really light, and I was able to build it up just to the perfect shade, and I thought I looked really, really good, and it matches the eye look. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep it. I like it. So I'm really disappointed I haven't used this very much, and I will definitely be using it a little bit more often. Highlight that I wore is the AOA Studio Wonder Baked Highlighter, and this is in the shade Snap. I didn't think that this would be like the typical highlight that I like, and I personally like a blinding highlight, which this has, I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but it is a subtle highlight for me. It'd be great for me to keep in my collection for the days that I do want a subtle highlight, because it's gorgeous, and I used it with more of a dense brush, and I did spray it with the setting spray that I will talk about in just a minute, and I think this product, for only being $1, is great. I probably won't be wearing this every single day because I like my highlights to be a bit more blinding, but this performed very, very well, and if you like subtle highlights, I very much recommend this. Why spend a whole bunch of money for a product? You can do the same thing for $1. So that was a nice surprise as well. I probably won't wear it every day, like I said, but it is a nice option to have in my collection because I don't have very many subtle highlights. So after highlight, I like to go in with blush. And again, from AOA, I have the Lumi Radiant Blush from AOA Studio. Here's what she looks like. This, again, it was just $1, which was kind of insane. It's very sheer. It has a sheer consistency, but it is very pigmented. Be careful when you apply this. I would definitely buy more of these blushes. I probably am going to go and buy more blushes from this company because I really do enjoy this one, and for only $1, I think the quality is on top of its game. So I was very happy with this as well. And the bronzer, the highlight I'm okay on, but I like I said, I won't be using it every single day. And after I go in with bronzer, blush, highlight, I finished up my eyes with the same palette. And then I went in with my my inner corner highlight, and I bought 12 of these for $10 on the AOA website. The A2O Glow Liquid Eyeshadow, and I bought 12 of these for 10 cents, so this retails for about 80 cents. And I put it on the back of my hand, and first I applied it with the brush, and the brush didn't really want to pick up the liquid eyeshadow, but if I put it on my finger and went and applied it, I feel like the inner corner highlight is very blinding, it's very pigmented, it's there. So I would just be careful with applying these. I would apply it with your finger over a brush. It's easier to control, and the brush doesn't really like to pick this up. So keep that in mind. I think it's good quality, and if you're looking for some liquid shadows that aren't going to break the bank, 12 of them for 10 bucks isn't very expensive. In my opinion, you have pinks, you have browns, you have purples, you have blues, you have greens, you have this one, which is an inner corner highlight for my liking, but there was a whole bunch of them in different ranges, so I did really like that, or that was all right. The next thing I like to do is spray my face before I go anywhere else, and this is my last Wet n Wild item. Setting powder retails for $4.19. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Natural Finish Setting Spray. I picked this up in my drugstore full face of drugstore items, and I didn't really like it, but I've been using it more, and I think I didn't like the foundation match that I had with it, but I don't know my opinion on this, so I'm not going to say if I like it or dislike it yet, but I'm just testing this out, and we'll see how it goes. I know that Laura Lee just did a tutorial using this, and she really likes it. So I was like, maybe it was just a first impression. I need to use it more. I didn't like it that first time. That doesn't mean it's a bad product. So I'm giving this a second try solely because of her. And then I go into my lips. Oh, I have one more Wet n Wild item. Sorry, I lied. This is the Wet n Wild Wine Room 906D lipstick. And I believe this retails for $2, so this lip is $2. I don't really want to swatch it because it's on my lips, but it is like a red wine. It's just really nice. If you see me moving over to the side, that's because my mirror is like right behind you. I would say about this product though that if you eat or drink or anything, it does transfer, so be very careful with that. And if you do put this lipstick on and you have a big day ahead of you, I would make sure you take this with you. Don't just, oh, I have put lipstick on, it'll be fine. No, it will wear off. You need to reapply this, but for $2, that's not a big deal for me. Just make sure you bring this with you, because there's so many times I do my makeup and I leave the house and I'm like, gosh dang it, I forgot my lipstick. So that's not the best. So I would just make sure you bring this with you. And the last item that I used was the I Heart Extreme Curl and Volume Mascara from Essence, and this retails for $4.99. So I don't think that that is bad. Everything besides one item was less than $10, or less than $10, less than $5. So this would be an everything below $5 except for this product here, but that's solely because I don't have a powder that is under $5. I have this one, I have the collab one, and I have the Clinique one, so that's just that. And let me go ahead and add everything up. Brow was $1. The Wet n Wild setting powder was $4.19. The concealer was $5.99. The Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder was $4.99. The Matte But Not Flat Setting Powder was $8. The primer that I used was $4.68. The foundation that I used was $4.68. The lip that I used was $2. The blush, bronzer, and highlight that I used all retailed for $1 each. So that's $3. The eyeshadow palette was $5.49. And the Essence mascara was $4.99. And the glow eyeshadow was 80 cents. So for $49.81, I created this full look, which for $50, that's insane in my opinion. Like, give you just a tour of my face. I think that it turned out incredible for $49.81. I don't know how many items that I've spent $50 on for just one item, and it's kind of insane. I don't think you need to go out and buy all this bougie makeup to get the same beautiful face for a whole bunch of items for one thing, because that was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 items for the price of one is kind of insane if you ask me. I think that it turned out incredible. I like everything that I used today. There was nothing that I was like, ooh, I am never going to use this again. I will use everything again. And thank you for clicking on this video. If you like it, give it a big thumbs up. I will probably be doing a series of these, not necessarily my cheapest makeup. This one I'm going to title my cheapest makeup because at the moment it is my cheapest makeup, but if I do another one, I don't necessarily want to say my cheapest makeup, but I don't want to keep using the same product, so I'll be like products under $5 and try to use products that I haven't used before. So if you would be interested in that, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you like this video or if you like makeup content, please hit that big red subscribe button. All buttons are down below. It would mean the world to me. And don't forget that as soon as I get to 100 subscribers, I will be announcing a giveaway. So tell your friends, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, whoever, and we'll share the love. And if they don't want, we'll show the love. And then yes, so that's everything. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!